Hello and welcome to Breakpoint. Welcome to another Solana tutorial. Today we have a look at wallet security again. I'm going around interviewing people what they do to keep their funds secure. And hopefully we'll learn something along the way. Hello.
So I literally just left my backpack with my 69 wallets right next to you, and now we're going to talk about security.
69 wallets?
I mean, at least.
Nice. It's a video about security. I have a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how secure do you think your assets are on chain?
I think an 8.
An 8?
Yeah. I would say an 8.5.
8.5? On a scale from 1 to 10, how secure do you rate your assets?
I would probably say like 7.
7?
Between 7 and 8.
It's pretty decent.
I would say 8.
8?
Yeah, I have a ledger, I have most of my precious stuff on the wallet. So
On the ledger?
yeah, it's secure, yeah.
I would go with most probably 8.
8?
They are in the hardware wallet, not interacting with any dApps over that, so yeah.
Nice.
On the main wallet, I think they're an 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you keep your assets safe? Like, what do you do?
So I use a ledger. I keep my seed phrase secure in a hidden place.
Right.
And I also distribute the seed phrase with people that I love and I know that I can trust them, like in case something happens to me.
Nice.
And I only sign transactions that like I know are legit protocols.
That's a good strategy. On a scale from 1 to 10, how secure do you judge your assets are on Solana?
Oh, good question. I mean, if you've watched my content, you'll know I have far too much money in hot wallets due to appreciation. So I'm going to go with 6. But having said that, the vast majority of my money is in a ledger. If my hot wallets were compromised, I'd survive.
Yeah, same. And if your ledger was compromised?
Well, I'm one of those people that's
Die.
98.9% in crypto.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it'd be brutal. But you would not die.
I would be back to 100-hour weeks, not 80-hour weeks.
Not 8, well, great. You saved those 20 hours.
So yeah.
So make sure that ledger is secure. What's your setup?
So I have a hardware wallet, it's a ledger, and then from there my security phrase is separated into different parts, and I kind of leave it in different parts of the world because like my family is from different places.
Nice.
So I have that, and then I have a secondary ledger which is like my cold ledger, and then I have my cold, like my hot cold ledger, I guess. So like one I use for like daily transactions, and then the one that I use that's like locked away forever is kind of like it only sends to that wallet, and that's all it ever does. It's never done any other transactions.
Very good.
That's why I think I give myself an 8, but maybe I don't deserve that.
Nice. Well, other people give themselves 10. From 1 to 10, how safe do you think your assets are?
I'm on Solana, so 10.
10. Alright, second question.
Yeah.
What's your setup?
So I've got a ledger, and then I've got multiple Phantom wallets. I got the Magic Eden wallet, and I've got some like Soulflare stuff set up on multiple different like laptops. I've got one cold laptop, I've got a Saga, I've got my iPhone.
So is it all with the same ledger?
No, I've got 2 ledgers, and then I've got everything spread out. So then I've got like other ones spread out, yeah.
Right. How secure do you think your assets are from 1 to 10?
I think 1.
1? What are you doing? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. The security is very difficult for me to enter.
Okay, why? What makes it difficult, or what's the challenge?
Because I don't know how can secure it be, and
Right.
how can I be sure that this is secure, and how can I make sure the whole thing is acted right, unless there is something that is wrong. When it's wrong, you see that it's wrong.
Exactly.
But when you know when it's not wrong, you can see it.
Exactly, that's what I've been saying all the time. People only care once it's too late,
Yes.
once their assets are gone, right? So you want to care before. Yeah, so there are some topics that keep coming up, right? People get hacked and only then they change stuff. People using hardware wallets.
A lot of it is on a ledger, and then a lot of my assets are actually on a wallet that has on-chain 2FA. So even if I gave you my seed phrase, you couldn't get it.
That's something like Bunker or which one?
It's called Exportal.
Portal. Nice. That seems pretty secure.
Yeah, I'd say an 8. I still have a bunch on like a hot wallet that is just Phantom. Liquid staking and all of that. I wanted to keep that liquid, but it's a small percentage of the portfolio.
What kind of 2FA is it? Like an authenticator?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So somebody would need to get your hardware wallet plus the 2FA in order to exit your.
This is actually an app. So So there's two ways of doing it. Either you do it through just Face ID, but you need always the Face ID plus the access to the wallet. So it's quite hard to
Nice. That seems quite safe.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Very safe because I'm using Fuse Wallet for real, and I love it. I love it because I would not be comfortable putting larger amounts of Sol into any other hot wallet. But with Fuse Wallet, I feel more comfortable. So it's not that I have large amounts of Sol because I'm an art addict and I tend to spend all my Sol as soon as I have
But
it.
then where's your art?
Wait, what? That's in the hot wallet, funnily enough. But let's be real, most of it is factually not worth that much money. It's more about the emotional value there. And
So if you would lose that, that would also be bad.
that would suck, yeah. So I should probably transfer some to the Fuse wallet as well. But I have like 7,000 NFTs in my main wallet, and so just finding any particular individual NFT in there is kind of rough.
Fuse is something that we keep hearing about, so I need to look into that.
I mean, I could be safer using a hardware wallet, but I just cannot be bothered for some reason. Probably the reason is because I don't have like noticeable amounts of money in my wallets anyway. So I would definitely use a hardware wallet for anything in the 5-figure range. I would not use a hot wallet anymore, but below that, I think I'm kind of fine. Or
Doesn't it get tiring to have everything on a hardware wallet?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you stay with it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've read I've read and experienced too many times where wallet drains happen, and so I feel like it's worth the extra effort and time.
You think you can't get drained with a hardware wallet?
No, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have not yet.
Okay.
And I feel very happy that I haven't. But I know that it is possible. But like I said, I know it's less common.
Nice.
Yeah.
They are not really secure, but it's like
You don't care. It's fine.
I don't care. It's like very small amounts.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a centralized exchange max.
Okay.
No, like I mean de facto, right? Like yeah, it's just like I'm quite risk-averse in that.
How secure are those, do you think? 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Yeah.
I think 8.
8?
Yeah.
Have you had stuff on FTX?
No.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
It's like trust me, bro, but like I trust Coinbase. I trust Brian to chart his keys.
Yeah, cool.
To the wall.
It's a nice approach. Valid approach, yeah. And if you were to go put all your funds into crypto now, for whatever reason, what's the strategy?
Well, I do have a hardware wallet, so I do have a ledger.
Yeah. Use that.
And I'll just put it all in there.
That's good.
If I had anything of value, I'll take it.
Then you put it on a ledger.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Solandy meets Soul Jackie.
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing, Andy? Hey, pleasure.
Yeah. I have a question.
Okay.
How secure would you think your assets are from 1 to 10?
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna give myself an 8.
An 8?
I don't keep care of my hot wallets, I'll be honest with that, but I do have 4 ledgers that have strict purposes for why I have those ledgers.
Nice.
Okay? And then I've also got my Solana mobile that I keep stuff on as well. So I'm gonna give myself an 8.
8 sounds good.
Okay.
4 ledgers. What's the structure of those? Like,
The first one was for like NFTs, staking, stuff that I still connect with and stuff like that.
so you still access.
And then exactly. And then the cold one was like my real like assets, shit that I didn't want to touch the internet.
And what's the rule for that?
No, it doesn't touch anything. It's connected to Phantom and that's it. It doesn't get connected anywhere. My absolute cold ledger, it only comes out when I absolutely need it to put stuff on it, whatever it is, right? And then the third one is, again, it's more of like a hot ledger. Stuff that's kind of important, but not.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you do to keep them that secure?
Well, I have a system of many hot wallets of varying degrees, none of which have very much in them that are like really important. There's only one that I connect with. It's a kind of like a tester hot wallet that I connect with like different websites, and other ones do different things. And I have spreadsheets.
Oh, that's good as well. Yeah.
Spreadsheets are excellent. Also to know if I have bonk in one that's staked or whatever it's called. And then I have hardware wallet, obviously.
I use the ledger for mostly communal finance, to be honest. Just, I stake the Sol at one. Sometimes I stake the Sol, then I convert to Jito Sol, and I flick into Camino and I borrow USDC.
Is it safer to do that with a ledger than with a hot wallet?
That's not the issue. No, the issue is that seed is nowhere online.
So what if you sign something on a compromised site with your ledger?
Well, yeah, then you're screwed.
Yeah,
of course. So
just making sure that you know that.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Okay.
So I have a burner wallet, which still, the signature it can always change. They can say we're going to do this, and then you go and approve, and then they send a different transaction. So that can happen with the simulations. I use a burner wallet. Normally, there's about 4 different assets in there. $15 to $20 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you go, of well-known stuff, so they can scan, they can go and take my bonk, my USDC, my Sol, a little bit of June.
Yeah.
And I normally put maybe a low value NFT in there.
Nice.
So if they're gonna take that, then I'm gonna go, okay, cool. And that's how I do. Now with my ledger, there's no degenning with the ledger.
Right. No degenning with the ledger. You heard it here first.
Yeah. and even degenning with like high value wallets, I tend to not do that either.
Right. How do you operate with the ledger? Like what do you sign?
I'm not signing anything.
Not signing anything?
Yeah.
So
Just transferring NFT and Solana to my burner wallet to do stuff. Yeah.
Nice. That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be even more safe, what would you do?
I think I just wouldn't interact on chain and just like keep the assets not moving. Yeah, that would be
exactly. That would be the next step.
Yeah.
If you're still interacting with the ledger, next step would be
just not interacting.
Yeah, have a separate wallet for that and just transfer in and out.
Which is what I do. So when I'm scanning QR codes here, it's not with the main wallet. It's like the side wallet. It's okay if it's gonna be trained.
Great. Cool. Thanks.
As a developer, we have a lot of wallets. So, for example, is in myself, I have the main wallet to keep my access, and I have the developer wallet. I have a lot of developer wallets. So the main issue, the main problem with the developer wallet when I develop and I start transaction, I forgot to switch to the developer wallet. So that's the main reason sometimes I scam.
Great. Using more wallets actually does make it safer. That's true.
Just remember Squid wallet when you
exactly. So don't do everything with the main wallet. You have different wallets?
Yes.
Or one address? Or
different. I have different.
Different. Alright, then you're at least a 2.
Yeah.
That's alright. Because the one is I have everything in one and I give my seed phrase to my colleagues.
I don't trade a lot, so I'm like a pretty passive holder, and I think that kind of protects me from being drained, because if you don't connect to some shady websites, probably you're pretty safe. But otherwise, I even took screenshots of my seed phrases.
Screenshots?
I know it's not acceptable, but I somewhere I do have those screenshots.
It is not. Wait, why is it not acceptable?
Yeah, it's not safe. You should never store your seed phrases in your camera. You should not store them in your notes on your phone.
You should not say it in your YouTube video.
Yeah,
exactly. So
my seed phrases are stored here.
If you know that, why do you do it?
Well,
convenience?
Just convenience, because I have them written down on paper in a notebook, but I won't take it anywhere with me. So sometimes, it happened to me that my Trust wallet, for example, didn't work for one day, and I had to restore it. But that notebook was not with me, so I could not restore it. So it was pretty useful to have the zip phrase somewhere in my phone, but I know that it's not perfectly safe. The best thing to do is never to store your seed phrases on your phone or anywhere digitally, unless you're a cool hacker and you are sure you encrypted it somewhere on your laptop that you're never taking out of your home. And it's also password protected. Ledger or other proven good track record cold wallets.
How do you operate with your hardware wallet? What do you
I
sign?
just store the funds over there, never sell them because
Never
why
sell?
Yeah. Model is the way, guys.
Never sell. What's a possibility how you could improve your security?
Security, I would say go with the hardware wallet, have a burner wallet to interact with the apps that you don't know about much.
Yeah.
You know, don't click on all the links where they provide you free money for the airdrops. Nobody gives you free money for just interacting on Twitter or
They're
just,
not gonna give you a free
Yeah.
medlet.
Yeah, they are not going to give you free medlet, not 100 souls. You know, you are not going to get into pre-sales. You need to learn these things, but don't learn by losing funds. Just
Yes.
learn by watching the videos of Solandy.
Yes.
I think, you know, there's still a lot of people that are going to dApps or fake links and just signing without using a low value burner.
Well, I was recently hacked, so it's probably a touchy subject to ask me right now.
Oh, no,
but
I'm so
currently,
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. I'm pretty safe now because I use that cold storage.
Nice.
So I'm going to say pretty safe. And then all my NFTs I use like my Solana phone for, so I definitely feel it's much more safe. Yeah, so I'm
Much more safe.
pretty safe. Why are you about to tell me something that's like?
By the way, I
By the
have
way,
all your
yeah,
NFTs.
literally.
No. But I want to educate. So what happened? Like, why did you get hacked?
Okay, so I clicked on a link.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I
no.
believed the thing that you're not meant to believe, but because I had been so active and I had been talking to a lot of strangers, and have had a lot of really amazing, trustworthy situations with
Yeah.
strangers on the internet. Believe it or not, I just trusted somebody when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And,
Then there's that one guy, the one.
I know, and it's been a while. It's probably been like 2 years since I've had something like this happen, had something compromised. But yeah, I've learned the lesson. I've learned the hard lesson, and luckily it wasn't all my Solana. It was a bunch of hot wallets, a few NFTs.
Okay.
But definitely don't trust anybody on the internet.
Yeah, especially not this guy. God, I will hack you. I did before.
But actually, don't trust people. Just don't download anything or click any links. That's probably that's the trick.
Yeah. That keeps coming up. It's like the number one reason why you get trained is links that you shouldn't have trusted.
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel better as well. Like I know so many people that have been in the space for a while and have the same story. So I mean, you think that you are pretty savvy, and then you have one moment of not thinking and just being like click, 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 and particularly when you're trading heaps or you're doing lots of different things in DeFi, you can get a little bit complacent. So yeah.
Or you're tired, or you quickly need to get stuff done. And it's always the same. Yeah. How do you store your assets on Solana?
Very securely.
Very securely? And how do you do that?
You see, if I were to tell you, then it would no longer be very securely.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point.
Yep.
You shouldn't tell everybody how you do it.
Yeah.
If you just rely on it being secure because you don't tell others, then you're not doing it right. Just also want to point that out. But then
there are ways. I can share some ways.
Yeah.
If you take a randomly generated seed phrase, or even just the bytes, you can kind of like erase your code, like split it up in like 4 to 6 shards, erase your code them, and then like geographically distribute these. So like give one to your parent, one to your partner, one to whatever. You only keep, one or n-1, and then you have to like contact one of these other people to recover your own like seed phrase. So like that. It's pretty secure, although it relies on another person. But that also means you can't get like wrench attacked without at least involving another person. So I don't do this. I promise.
Of course. But it will be one possibility how to do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You can always improve, but it's always a trade-off between convenience and security. That's what it comes down to.
There has to be a balance, I feel, before, you don't want to scare people with you can't do anything on the blockchain.
Exactly.
Then
You gotta do it in steps. First you have your hot wallets just for playing around a few $100s. Okay. Then you have your ledger. Okay, a bit more safe storage. Okay. Then once you got for me it's 10K plus, where I would put it in the multisig.
Okay.
Not that I'm that rich, but I would.
Sure you are.
And then at some point when we get to Tolly's levels, you probably don't want to self-custody it anymore and give it to some security firm and be like, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to even be able to access that because then I'm the target. right?
Yeah.
So that's the steps that I see here. How secure do you think your assets are?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm using my hot wallet pretty often.
Yeah.
So probably I would say a 5 out of 10.
A 5 out of 10?
Yes, which is not ideal, but it works.
Well, it works until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't.
Until you get drained.
Until I get worked.
Do you have a lot of like value in that hot wallet? Is everything in there, or do you have like several?
No important stuff, but like I don't know, maybe 10k or something.
Well, no important stuff. 10k is
No,
not important.
I mean like no important like assets or anything like that. I need to change up my practices, but you know I just don't want to bring my ledger everywhere because I don't want to like you know sign every time.
Right.
So then the convenience of hot wallets.
It's always the convenience,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But then 10k, do you always need your 10k everywhere? Like,
Not really, but you know worst case scenario, right?
I mean, worst case scenario for me is that you lose it and then you have
Yes.
zero. So I mean,
I think like I have the Lindy effect. So I've used my hot wallet for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm just expecting it to still work.
Until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't.
And then I'm gonna be more careful.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta learn. I mean,
You gotta learn it, right?
I mean, I can tell you now that maybe you should move some funds out, but you probably
I
won't.
probably won't.
And then you will eventually once you get drained.
Yes. Yeah, I'll probably learn the hard way. Which
I think that's a valid strategy as well. I
yes.
mean, yeah.
Maybe now that you say it, I'm gonna reduce that amount. Gonna send it over to my ledger.
I make a little bit of
Yes.
impact. A little bit.
Andy, the life savior.
You know, I hacked people and they drained their wallets and then they learn.
Yes.
But
I remember that. You had the Mad Lads giveaway,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
good times.
Yes, good times, good times.
So yeah, cool. Well, thanks for.
Thank you for saving my life. Thank you.
No, not your life. Just a bit
Just
of
my funds, my funds.
A few.
Keeping everyone's funds safe.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we find the interesting people who I drained once.
Yeah.
Or
You got my burner wallet.
Yeah. Nice.
But you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
It was nice. I had a half a soul on there. Back then that was fine, but right now,
yeah,
that's probably a little bit too much for a burner wallet, right?
I mean,
Well,
yeah, it's like a half a soul. It's still fine.
You told us to use a burner wallet.
Exactly. Other question.
Pretty awesome.
How secure do you think your assets are?
It's not too bad. You know, I use hardware wallets.
Yeah.
I know using multi-sigs would probably be even better, but there's a certain amount of friction that I don't want to have. Like
Right. We keep hearing that,
I think
right?
I could do better. So the
It's always-
multi-sigs.
Yeah.
I'm interested in like the Fuse wallet using abstracted accounts you can really control in the program exactly what can be done. I think there's a lot of potential there to make it more secure.
Yeah, nice, thanks. It's always the same things that come up, like Fuse wallet, multi-sig, squats.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot we can improve on, right?
Yeah. Did you ever consider using multi-sig wallet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why don't you?
Just haven't gotten around to it. You know, honestly, I think the biggest thing is that I haven't really dug too much into it. I have considered it, but figuring out how to set that up, when I first got to it, it was just kind of like a wall for me.
Right. You know what would be good? A
Talk.
video. I had one.
You do? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Andy.
Probably the next step would be moving some into like multisig.
The next step for you would probably be a multi-sig, which you probably also know.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah.
But that's so for that though, would I want to have a multi-sig with multiple ledger wallets attached to it?
Probably. Maybe 2 ledgers and hot wallet.
Yeah.
Some combination
That
of
makes sense. Yeah, I know how a multi-sig works, so I guess that would make a lot of sense to kind of set up that as another secure way to hold on all the assets and let me not transfer it or it get transferred without consent.
Exactly. Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you. Cheers.
What would be the next step to keep it even more secure than this whole ledger?
Damn, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you have an answer for me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I want you to guess.
Okay. Probably buy more ledgers. But
Buy more ledgers?
Yeah.
Have you heard of multi-sigs?
I have.
What's the use of more ledgers?
Spreading it out just in case one goes sour. I mean, I get it. The virus with the computer, I'm pretty careful about that. But I don't know. Yeah, moving money around and making sure if one goes bad, the other one's good.
Yeah. But if you have a multisig, you can have like, okay, I have those 3 ledgers and I need 2 of them in order to get the funds out. Something like that.
Okay.
That would be the next step up for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Multisig.
So that is a correct answer.
Well, there are many correct answers. This one.
Suggestions.
This suggestion. Exactly. Nice. And one last question. How do you keep your seed phrases safe? Because I mean the ledgers are great, but then it's still the seed phrase that is the vulnerability.
So I write it down on the thing that comes with the ledger. I keep one of them in a fireproof safe lockbox or whatever that's in my room. Okay, and then I give one to my mom.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And your mom won't steal your assets?
No, I love my mom. She loves me.
And
the person I trust the most in the world.
And what about people finding out where your mom lives and coming to get that?
I'll shoot them.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I say that or not?
Sure. I mean, people know now. You'll get shot if you try to.
There you go.
Yeah.
I dare you. Come for me.
All right. Cool. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Keep your assets safe, man.
Will do. Will do.
So I'm a little bit of like a crafty person, and so I got these sheets of aluminum, and you know the little letter stamps, and you can like hammer the letters. So I hammered my seed phrase. I mean, you can buy stuff that does this for you, but I hammered my seed phrase into the aluminum, and so those are also existing in the world as a fireproof, not at my home, but that's
And now you feel safe with your hardware wallet and
yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I do. As safe as I could feel with it. I mean, I use a ledger, and I feel like that in itself is a questionable, right? Like, people question ledger a little bit with the whole backdoor, but I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Personally, I'm not afraid of that backdoor at all. The thing is with the with the seed phrase.
Yeah.
How secure you can keep that. Because all your ledger security depends on that as well.
Well, I don't want to give away my secrets, but what I will say is you can buy a metal engraver on eBay for really cheap.
Can recommend those as well.
Yeah, if you can engrave something that is, like if there's a fire or there's a flood that is bulletproof kind of thing, and then just burn all the paper. I think that's the best bet. So
not storing it on paper, definitely not storing it digitally. We learned that already. And my recommendation is also to somehow encode it and not just have
I don't want to give my things away. However, if you are a creative writer and you have a code for yourself, you can definitely write a creative piece with a code inbuilt, and then you can have the seed phrase with you and not be so worried about it. So I've definitely done that too.
Yeah. Cool. Not like you're a creative writer or anything.
The ways. No, but you can think it feels kind of cool as well. You're like, oh, this my little story that I've written, and then
it's nice. Nobody expects anything.
Exactly.
Just that's very very smart.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much
It's a pleasure.
For entertaining us and educating us about
what not to do. What not to do. On Solana.
Like getting hacked. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
I use multisig and ledgers. I'm pretty paranoid.
Yeah.
Now we have been hacked before. As a team, so I was not as good before. But
yeah, I keep hearing that people get hacked and then they improve.
Yep.
But the problem is they always only improve after they get hacked. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what's your setup with the multisig?
I use squads for multisig, and then we try to do like I have Ledger, another guy on the team has a Trezor, I think. And so we try to use hot, cold, and glacier setup as well in the game, so that we've got kind of like multiple steps. So we only keep a little bit in hot, a little bit more in cold, and then the larger amount in glacier. And glacier has a lot of signatures required, less on the way down.
Nice.
That's our plan.
That's all squads?
All squads.
That's all squads. Wow.
Yeah, cool. All use squads, and we at one point I think we were like 20% of the TVL of squads.
Wow.
The photo finish game was, so yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What do you use?
That's a pretty cool setup that we have here. So several multisigs with different levels of
paranoia.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you use?
Mainly, I use a bunch of wallets. So I use a new hot wallet for pretty much everything.
That's good.
Somebody sends me money, new hot wallet.
Smart.
I send money to someone, new hot wallet from the exchange there. I send it. I want to participate in an NFT mint, new hot wallet. That's where my main security comes from. For cold storage, I use squads 2 out of 3 with 2 ledgers and a hot wallet.
There you go.
That's my setup.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that level is pretty solid. I would give that a, what do you give it, a 9? I mean, that's pretty tough.
I would give myself like an 8.
I guess I mean, the ledgers are on your person, so if someone wanted it, they would get it, right? I mean, that's always the scary part. If someone wanted to kidnap me, there's not much I could do.
Well, I don't keep ledgers on my person.
Yeah, I don't have it with me either. Yeah.
I don't have ledgers here. Like they're back in Austria, right?
Nothing you can do to get your money right
you
now.
Still need to guess my passcode of the ledger. I'm not that worried if somebody has the ledger that they would actually get the funds. Plus, then you can do stuff like hiding the funds on the ledger as well. Like the address is like a very weird derivation path.
That's good.
so you can get pretty paranoid with stuff if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Not like I do that, but you could.
Someone could.
Someone could. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right. Let's ask the man himself, Armani. What's the safest way to go about storing funds on Solana if you want to self-custody them?
Oh, this is a great question. So if you're willing to go full security paranoid, no doubt, Squad's Multisig, use 3 different hardware vendors, Keystone, Ledger, Trezor. That is by far, I think, the gold standard.
And then 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3? How
yeah, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3?
Yeah, 2 out of 3 I think would be sufficient. Yeah, by far. I think that's maybe overkill for most folks. I think in practice, most people aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
And so getting a hardware wallet from your favorite vendor, Ledger, Trezor, Keystone, will put you, I think, in a category of like, top maybe 1% of people, but that should be table stakes. Everybody should have a hardware wallet. Everybody should practice hot, cold wallet OPSEC. It's super important. So many of the just problems, whether it's drainers or people losing their keys or just things that happen, your phone falls in the water or whatever, can just be solved by just doing that. So get a hardware wallet. I think it's the moral of the story.
Get a hardware wallet.
Please,
you heard it here
please
first.
get a hardware wallet. Yeah.
See you in the next tutorial. Well, in the next random video. Probably not from Breakpoint anymore. But it was nice interviewing people at Breakpoint while we have people to interview.
I think the future basically ends up looking like a lot what Fuse is doing with account abstraction. I think in a perfect world, I want every backpack wallet to be account abstracted, which basically, at a high level means instead of your key pair, your public key, owning the assets, the smart contract owns the assets. So what we described here with the Squad's Multisig is one form of account abstraction. So you can imagine a world where, you log in with, say, your Exchange account, email, password, 2FA, or your Google account, or whatever, and so it looks and feels like Web 2. But what's actually happening under the hood is a Squad's Multisig is custodying the assets, and maybe you have a passkey generated with like 1Password, or your ledger, or even a hot wallet if you really want to, as a form of providing true self-custody in the most sincere form. So I think there is a lot of work to be done, a lot of engineering work to be done to improve the state of the art when it comes to self-custody. But the solutions I think are pretty clear and exciting, and mostly just boil down to engineering work where we have to just do the work, I guess.
And until we get there, get yourself a hardware wallet.